Canon pulled the EOS R5c firmware update due to an annoying bug. It doesn't brick the camera, and thankfully, it doesn't make any fart sounds when operating the camera. But I can assure you, the reason that it was pulled, well, it was very annoying. It was kind of like a child asking you if you're there yet on a 24-hour nonstop drive from Toronto to Florida. So stick around after this short break for all the details. But first, please do me a favor. Follow me on Twitter, but most importantly, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything and really does help this channel grow. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks so much for your support. Canon released firmware 1.0.4.1 on June the 16th, making it the biggest single firmware update that the Canon EOS R5c has ever gotten. It provided updates to the autofocus system, waveforms, supports more lenses, improves boot time, and many more enhancements. However, all was not well with the update. Something annoying was lurking deep down in the camera. However, all was not well with the Canon EOS R5c after the update. Now, it didn't brick the camera like it, well, this has happened in the past with other cameras. Canon EOS R6, yes, the Mark I, I think it was firmware 1.3 or 1.4. It bricked the camera for a short period of time, and Canon quickly yanked that one quicker than this one. And no, when you hold down the shutter button, somebody didn't hack the camera, so it produces fart noises. That would be very embarrassing indeed, although it would be nice if Canon did provide us with some customizable sounds when we do hold down the shutter button. What happened? Well, this is annoying. And if you don't like pixel shift, this is very annoying. Vitaly Belyak found that when shooting photos in one of the custom modes, C1, C2, or C3, it can get confused and think it's the R5 with pixel shift, resulting in really, really large file sizes. Vitaly, having tried this, can confirm that it happens, although it doesn't affect him because, well, he never really uses the custom modes, but I can just imagine how annoying it would be. Vitaly says if you want to reproduce this yourself, just switch it to one of the custom modes, turn off the camera, then turn it back on, give it a few seconds, then pixel shift should be on at that point. And while Vitaly tried many things resetting the settings, it didn't help. I can tell you from shooting with pixel shift that the file sizes are quite large. On the low side, they're around 245 megabytes. And on the high side, well, they get close to 400 megabytes. And shooting, yeah. Oh, that has to be annoying. Look, I like pixel shift, but to be able to shoot boy, that would fill up your card pretty quickly. Can you imagine? Because right now, if you're shooting RAW, you're getting anywhere from around 40 to 60 megapixels. I think quite often I end up, I shoot mostly video, so it's pretty rare that I shoot stills. I usually take the stills from the video for various social media purposes, creating thumbnails and whatnot. But normally we're looking at around 50 megabytes per raw file, and then if you're shooting JPEG, you might have another file of around 5 to 10 megabytes. But to have between 245 and 400 megabytes for a single image on a video-centric camera, I can imagine that's annoying. And I personally do use custom modes. I'm shooting this video right now in a custom mode. I'm old, I'm 53. I can't remember all my settings. Even friends I've known for 20 years, sometimes I'll be having a conversation with them and completely forget their name. So remembering that the ISO should be 2.5, or is it 2.8? Obviously the shutter speed should be 1/60th because that's the rule of 180. And the f-stop, I'm pretty sure, oh, I completely forgot I just talked about that, right? So I love shooting in these modes. So whenever I come down and shoot in Studio A, which is the basement, I switch it over to C2 and I know it's going to be perfect every time. And if it isn't, then maybe a light's gone off, or I forgot something else, or I forgot to put it into C2. I do a lot of shooting by myself, so I'd much rather be able to produce fart noises by half holding down the shutter button than to produce file sizes of 200 to 400 megabytes. It's just, that would get in the way. So Canon pulled the firmware update. It's been about, well, I'd say 2 weeks now. It was around June the 16th, depending on what time zone you're in. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1.0.4.2 very shortly. I'm sure this bug isn't that hard to fix. They'll fix it pretty quickly, get it out there. And if you don't use custom modes, then you're okay. You can keep shooting. If you do use custom modes, you're probably already aware of this. You've called into Canon. And I can't believe that nobody's even mentioned this to me yet in the comment section. And, well, there is a chance that maybe you have, because this morning I got up early to check the news, and sure enough, I saw this on Canon Rumors, but I didn't do anything with it because, you know what? I said, nope, I'm taking today as a note day. I'm not getting up early. I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to enjoy the morning, because the weekends is one of the few times I get a chance to sleep in. And I thought, this can wait. This can wait a few hours, because most of my viewers are probably kind of taking it easy as well. It's Sunday after all. And if you're in Asia, well, you're towards the end of your day and you're probably relaxing too. And if you're in North America, you're not even up yet. You're sleeping in. And if you're in Europe, you're just getting out of bed. So hopefully this isn't too much of a delay for you. If you've just and again, remember when I covered the firmware update, I say this in every video where I'm talking about a firmware update. I always say, wait, unless you absolutely need this update, wait a week or two. And if anything comes out, I'll let you know. And here I am letting you know that you're going to get some pretty big file sizes if you're shooting in custom modes. I know, don't shoot in custom modes right now. That's a good workaround. Or just go ahead and download this firmware. Oh wait, it's not available yet. So if you don't want those big file sizes, don't be shooting in custom modes. There is one other news story I want to talk about today, and it's not about Canon. It's about the Nikon Z8. According to Yodobashi, which is one of the 4th largest Japanese retailers of cameras in Japan, and yes, it is a large sample size, but we're just talking about Japan. It's their market. But I wouldn't be surprised if we'd see something similar over here. The #1 spot goes to the Nikon Z8 for the first 2 weeks of June. This really shouldn't be a surprise, because the Nikon Z8 is basically another Canon EOS R5, only updated with some better features. So the Nikon Z8 is doing very, very well overseas. It's doing very well here. I can see from my pre-order links, these ones right here, that the Nikon Z8 is moving, that it's selling very, very well. And in second place, take a wild guess. If you've been watching this channel for a long time, yeah, it's a Sony a7 IV. Since this camera was released, what was it, December was it? 2021. The Nikon Z8 in December 2021 was released and has been topping the charts, at least in Asia, ever since. It's a very, very popular camera. As far as Canon goes, there aren't too many cameras on the list, as you can see right here. I'm not going to spend the rest of this video talking about this. I want to reduce the amount of time it takes to put out a video today. And the biggest time-consuming piece is actually YouTube. They're now taking as many as 3 hours to actually process my videos. 3 hours. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And that's why you'll see me releasing some videos in standard definition, because they're important enough that I want to get it out to you, that at least you can hear what I'm saying and you can mostly see what I'm saying as well. And if you're watching on a small device like a phone, yeah, you'll notice a difference of standard quality. Why do they even bother with standard quality anymore? Why can't they just default to full HD? But yeah, my last video took about 3 hours. It was really infuriating. Vimeo and others, they take like 10, 15 minutes. So hopefully YouTube does something to tweak this and make it a whole lot better. But I want to thank you so much for watching. I want you to have a great week and a great weekend. Here in North America, coming up the following weekend, we have 2 major holidays. First up is Canada. Canada comes in first place with their holiday first on July the 1st, and it's their national holiday. It's Dominion Day. It's a celebration of being a country. Whereas in the United States, a few days later on July the 4th, they celebrate their Independence Day from Britain, the United Kingdom. And I probably don't have to tell you how big of a holiday this is, whether you're living in the United States or not. With all the movies such as Independence Day and Independence Day 2, you're probably aware that it's a big holiday for them. So what we quite often see right around these 2 holidays is no releases in any way whatsoever. So I would expect rumors to die down. You never know. I mean, who knows? Maybe Canon Rumors will come out with a Canon EOS R1 leak specifications video. I mean, that's certainly possible that Canon Rumors could leak us information. But as far as most news and rumors, from what I've seen from covering this for about the last 4 years, is we don't see anything on or around July 1st to July 4th. But if you want to stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors, don't forget to subscribe and choose all notifications. And for all those minor news stories and rumor stories, or if you're looking for pricing information, then go ahead and follow me on Twitter, because all those news stories that aren't quite big enough to have their own separate video usually get tweeted out. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.